had always known that I wanted to tell my story at some point in my life because I have a lot of fun things from the set, fun things in stunt career and horror movies and stuff, and a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. Like, I was bullied when I was a kid really badly. I had a burn injury, which most of you guys know, my first year in stunts. So there's a lot more to the book than just a career resume. And I had never met anybody that I thought would tell my story accurately the way I wanted to tell it until I met Mike, and we hit it off, and he wrote a very, very good account of my life.
From writing, and I popped in a movie, and it happened to be one of his. It was Kane, and I was like, man, I love Kane. So I looked him up real quick, so I wanted to see if he had a biography just to read it. And when I found out he didn't, I was like, ugh. So I wrote up a big proposal and emailed him, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, one night, he calls me and scares me. He's like, I'm like, hello? Because it was a blocked number. He's like, Mike, it's Kane Hodder. I'm like, okay, sure. And then it was him, and we started talking, and we started working from there.
It took us a year to write the book, but because he lives on the East Coast, I live in LA, but we keep making trips to get together, and we just finally got it all down and put it together.
Yes, we did.
All right, let's open it up to fan questions. We got time for about 5 minutes worth of questions, so who's first?
What's been your most favorite movie to make for whatever reason? What made it the best?
Oh man, I don't think I can even pinpoint one. There have been so many fun things I've done. Besides the Jason stuff, which obviously I loved. I love doing the Hatchet movies, Victor Crowley, plus I always play Victor's father, so I can do some dramatic stuff. Other movies that were great, I worked with Brad Pitt on Seven. He's a great guy, and he's an actor with a stuntman's attitude, which I really like. Did an episode of Seinfeld that I thought I was very excited to do. So there's been so many things I did. Monster with Charlize Theron. She won an Oscar for it, so I watched her work every day. It's just, I've been very lucky.
Do you plan on doing another Jason? Is there anything in the works of them asking you about it?
Nothing has been mentioned to me, even though I think I was screwed over by being replaced when I wasn't ready to be replaced, and I wasn't done with that hockey match. So I guess if it ever came and was offered to me again, I'd jump at it. You know, I never wanted to quit in the first place. So.
How do you feel about the future of horror movies and the fact that a lot of horror movies are kind of leaning more towards CGI stuff, and a lot of horror movies now are doing away with the traditional type boogeyman like Jason or Freddy or even Dracula or Frankenstein?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people absolutely hate CG effects, but, you know, and for the most part, I'd rather not see them, but sometimes I think it enhances something if it's used properly and doesn't dominate the movie. So in certain circumstances, I don't mind it, but I am always going to be partial to the practical effects, just because a lot of work goes into it. And, you know, I did Friday the 13th Part 7. We did so many good effects in that movie, and every single one of them was cut out. Every kill that I did in that movie was cut down so severely that all of the makeup effects that people did were on the cutting room floor, and it's very frustrating. I mean, bad enough for me, but how about the people that created all that stuff and that was never in the movie? I mean, it's really frustrating.
Me? Yeah. Okay. Well, so did you have like a favorite way to kill someone, or like a favorite weapon to use in the Jason movies?
Yes, I do.
Which one was it? What is it?
My all-time, you know, since I played a lot of killers now, my all-time favorite kill for a long time, and still remains my favorite Jason kill, is the sleeping bag in Part 7.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it's creative and it's killing somebody with something that's not even a weapon. So that's always my favorite Jason kill, but my favorite all-time kill that I've ever performed was in the first Hatchet movie, where I grabbed a bitch like this. You know, she was, because she made me mad.
please.
We're head apart by our jaw. That's really
So when I started writing the book, my aunt was all excited and wanted to watch some of his stuff. So she watched that scene and she threw up. And after that, she won't watch anything anymore.
And she doesn't talk to me either.
Mike, have you written any other books?
This is my first nonfiction book. I have 3 novels that are out before this one, so, but this is my first into nonfiction. So.
And as we said to all you guys that bought the book tonight, I'm very happy with the final product because everybody that reviews it says there are times where there are tears in their eyes and other times where they're laughing out loud. So to me, that's a pretty powerful, piece of reading. That's the kind of thing I would like to read.
And to make it all.
It will make you cry.
I was just curious, like, how is it build me an icon of not just one character, but 2? Obviously, it's Jason, but you have Victor Crowley, who is, a lot of people, especially for me, it's like he's the ultimate new monster.
Well, I mean, I've always been slightly uncomfortable with the term icon, but to be known for a character that a lot of people know, especially the Jason character, now Victor even more, I've always felt it was an honor. You know what I mean? Especially when I took over a role that had been done in 6 movies before, and it was already a widely known character around the world, so it was a huge honor to put that mask on. And that's why I always tried to put as much into the character as I could.
Any more? Here.
Do you have any good stories or anecdotes about working on this movie?
On this one, on Chillerama?
Yeah.
Yes. I play Frankenstein in The Diary of Anne Frankenstein. I play a Jewish Frankenstein to Joel David Moore, who was in the first Hatchet and also in Avatar. He plays Hitler. And there's a scene where Hitler brings the monster called Meshuggah to life. And as just before he's brought to life, the Eva Braun character comes up to the Frankenstein and says, Hitler wants her to be afraid of him, and she's actually attracted to the monster. And he's getting mad because, no, he's scary. And she said, oh, he's kind of sexy. And she grabs my crotch. And I knew she was going to do the scene, so of course I put a big prosthetic piece in my pants just for a joke, thinking that she'd grab it and go, oh, or something. And she grabbed it and never made a comment. I think she's thinking I'm something maybe not quite the same. You will see that scene. She does grab it.
All right, any more?
It's the first movie I ever danced in, too. At the end of the thing, I do a little dance. And Adam Green, that's one thing. Adam Green always makes me do something in a movie that I've never done before. Hatchet, I had never cried on film. In the first Hatchet, it was just a short scene, but he let me do that, opened all kinds of doors for other dramatic roles. Hatchet 2, he had me banging a girl on the counter. Hadn't done one of those scenes, never thought I would have a sex scene. And then now dancing, so I'm afraid to see what comes up with in Hatchet 3.
One last question there.
What's your next big project that you're working on?
We are going to do Hatchet 3, but I just finished a Robin Hood movie in Germany, which is 3D, and it's kind of a horror version of Robin Hood, and I play Little John. Tom Savini is the sheriff of Nottingham. Yeah, so, and he and I are the only Americans in the movie. The rest is English-speaking German actors. And I think it's going to come out pretty good, because I made Little John kind of quirky and funny in a way. Because he was kind of a simple guy, from what I remember about reading a long time ago about the character. So I made him kind of funny, and I think everybody's responding to it pretty well. So. And
we, Kane and I together, actually have 2 reality shows that are coming out.
Shut up.
Yeah, we're doing one based off of our book tour called The Killer and I, and it's about me and him going around the country doing the appearances and stuff.
We usually have a camera crew with us,
Yes.
but
This week
not
we
at
don't
this event.
Because basically Kane and I are the absolute complete opposites. He's this big, tough, macho guy who drinks and punches people and chokes them. And I've never drank in my life. I don't swear. I don't do anything wrong. And so basically, yeah, it's this odd couple of him always getting me in trouble kind of thing.
I'm gonna get him tattooed, I'm gonna get him drunk, I'm gonna get him in a fight, he's never had a fight. Yeah! That'll be a good show.
Yeah, so that was going to be on FearNet, probably starting in December or January, they haven't decided yet. And then we're also having a show, a travel show type, where Kay and I go around the world and explore scary and creepy places, again, with the tough guy who gets scared at nothing, and me who runs screaming like a girl out of everything. So that one will be fun as well, so, and that'll be next year.
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys are all excited for Chillerama, but there's one last thing. I know a lot of you guys are here, are members of the Royale. We consider you guys a big part of our family. And a lot of us also have these really cool shirts. And we have the staff shirts, which we don't sell or give out. But Kane, being like a big genre name, and you know you're comfortable, an icon, we thought it would be only fitting on behalf of us to give you the only non-staff shirt here.
Oh, that'd be great.
So,
Kane is officially part of the family.
Oh, look at that! Very much, very
no problem. So you consider yourself a part of the Royale.
well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you guys, enjoy Chillerama.